Let's find you. Okay.
Now I know from the title and thumbnail of this video alone, I'm going to attract all the hate wagon for Star Wars Outlaws, and that's absolutely fine. But all I'm saying is ignore the hate, but listen to the criticism. Criticism is good and important, and I never ever say nothing should be criticized. But there is pure hatred out there for this game where people are instantly dismissing it and writing it off. I am near the end of the game. I have like 2 missions left. I'm about 20 to 25 hours into the game. I have only done a handful of the side stuff, and there is so much more that I have not done. I have had 2 crashes in the game in 25 hours. There are many graphical glitches and bugs, some of which were fixed with some patch, but there are going to be more patches coming. Does not excuse it, obviously being in the state that it's in. It's not the worst game at release. It's still not Cyberpunk level bad, at all in the slightest. But underneath all of that, Star Wars Outlaws, in my personal opinion, is one of the best Star Wars games ever made. I've said it. There you go. I'm saying it. I think the story is really good. I like all the characters that come in that are involved with it. The freedom you have to be able to munch between these worlds. I hope more is added. Tatooine looks and feels like Tatooine. It is amazing. Jabba's palace is on point. There are several key characters from the movies that you get to see, most of which you get to interact with. The combat is good. Not the best combat in the world, no. And the stealth is serviceable, like I said in my initial video. And it does suck that there are insta-fail missions, but like I said also previously, even Ghost of Tsushima has those. That doesn't make Ghost of Tsushima a bad game. Doesn't make Star Wars Outlaws a bad game here. There is a ton of fun to be had in Outlaws. You could spend hours upon hours, 20, 30, 40 hours doing the side content alone and having a whale of a time. All of the side content missions feel very cool, unique, different. Some of them, you only get one opportunity to do it. If you die, and obviously, or you get caught and arrested, it's a one-time deal. Then the mission is gone, and you've lost that opportunity to get more credits and more stuff. There's loads of different clothes options that you can get for KVS and also for Nix as well, which is really cool. You can upgrade and customize the Trailblazer, your ship, also your speeder. The speeder can be a bit of a dick at times, but it's not the worst mount I've ever ridden on in a game. Roach in Witcher 3 is still one of my favourite games of all time, and even Roach handles like a spazwagon in that, so even that's not perfect. But Star Wars Outlaws is a really damn good Star Wars game, and it is a very good game. It's just obviously got a little bit of jank at the minute. It does not feel like a Assassin's Creed Ubisoft game at all in the slightest. It feels like its own game. It does use all the stuff that's been done in other games as well previously. It does nothing new there, but what it does do new is bring it all into the Star Wars galaxy and enable you to just live and breathe in the world. Play Sabacc, play the arcade games, bet on the horse, mouse thing, whatever the hell they are on Canto Bight. Just do things, be an outlaw, piss off some syndicates and make friends with others, and the more you get your reputation with those syndicates, you unlock more rewards, which is really, really cool. This game is really good. It has a lot to offer, and there is just far too much over-the-top cartoonish hate for this game, which in my opinion is not warranted. If you do not like the look of the game, that's absolutely fine, but do not call people names and attack people in the comments because they may or may not like it. I'll get attacked. I could be honest, I don't give a toss. I've been playing the game, I'm enjoying the game, and yes, when Space Marine 2 comes out in early access on Thursday, I will move on to that game and I will play the crap out of that game. But I'll tell you what I will also do is, after I've done Space Marine 2, I will most definitely come back to Star Wars Outlaws and just bask in all of the side content that I have to do, because it is numerous, overwhelming to some parts. Not to mention the fact that you can also do all the stuff in space. There's not only the land areas that you can explore. When you go up into space, there are some space stations that you can enter, and you can get contracts and play sabacc and steal things and buy things from vendors. There's just so much to this game. It is huge, and I can see why there are some bugs and glitches here and there, because the game is so big that things don't always work out the way you want them to. It does suck. Everything should be working perfectly when it's launched. Unfortunately, that's not the world we're living in, and we all know that. No game is 100% perfect. But to me personally, this is not my game of the year. My game of the year is still reserved for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That game is phenomenal. But Star Wars Outlaws is still one of the better games I have played this year, flaws and all. And there are some really cool areas and places. I want to talk about it and say what I see and do, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody. And I will have a final impressions video out in a few days' time once I've completed the game and I've given it a couple of days to let it digest. But I'm telling you now, as only 25 hours in the game, I've been having an absolute blast, and there is still many, many, many more hours and content for me to do. So please, if you're thinking of picking this game up, ignore the hate. But like I said, listen to the criticism. If stealth is not your thing, this game's not going to be for you, because there's a lot of stealth. If you don't like a slower paced gameplay, more akin to like Red Dead, that kind of thing, you're not going to like this game, unfortunately. This game it ears in that direction. This is not a run and gun, guns blazing, everything firing off rockets and stuff. You can pick up enemy weapons, but you're primarily got your blaster, which can be upgraded with different firing modes, but that's basically it. But please let me know in the comments down below if you've already checked out Star Wars Outlaws, and if you haven't, like I said, you can play this for 15 quid. If you sign up to Ubisoft Plus or whatever it is, just spend £15, you can play this game all the way through and then cancel your subscription, and you've only spent 15 quid. That's not a bad deal, let's be honest. You can also play other games whilst you're on that subscription. But I don't lean into the subscription services. I like to own my games, well, as much as you can with a digital game. But that's pretty much it. But as always, thank you very much for watching.
You're a few days too late. He's gone.
Aku. Ubagraba Mulira on Isobas?
No, he was hitting my town. I stopped him, had him in my cell, then he escaped. Disappeared.